Hey guys, what's going on? It's RC Knockout and I'm back with another video. Now, if you're new to the channel, my name is Nolan, and right here I have my RC4 Drive Trail Finder 2, and I'm gonna grab the camera and give you guys a closer look at it. But before that, a little bit of a backstory. I've had this RC probably since 2017. It's the only RC in the entire lineup of RCs that I own that I've never run. I've run it inside the house, I've never run it outside. Just because of how nice the body is, I can't push myself to do it, unfortunately. So I've had it for 3 years. It's kind of a shelf queen, but I'm gonna give you guys a closer look. I've done a few things to it. It didn't come this way stock. So I'll grab the camera, take a closer look. I'll go through what's been done to it. So this right here, guys, is a RC4 Drive Trail Finder 2, but it is the Marlins Crawler edition. It did not originally have this K5 BLAZER body on it. I love the way this looks with the two-tone and the orange, which is most of the reason why I haven't driven this off-road, because this is a hard body. So since it's a hard body, you know, a few tumbles and this thing's going to be all scratched up and maybe cracked. So this has been my one RC that I haven't been able to push myself to run, mainly because I have crawlers that are better than this. This thing's leaf sprung. It doesn't have much ground clearance, so the capability of it's going to be pretty low. You know, it's kind of pretty close to what a real life RC or a real life full scale rig is capable of. But obviously, when you want to go over and conquer some obstacles, I'm going to take my my Axial SDX-10 II or something like that. So I just haven't been able to justify making videos with this one, but I thought I'd make a video for you guys today showing it to you guys, because I've had this since the beginning of my channel. Actually, I have this as my profile picture for my channel, I believe. Now, this body is an RC4 Drive body, but this hard body did not come with the RC. So like I was saying, they have the Trail Finder 2 Mojave, which is I think it's like a Toyota Hilux. It's kind of like a Toyota Tacoma or a Toyota pickup truck in America, but it has a little bit different grille. So it's some sort of Toyota pickup, but the Trail Finder 2 Mojave has a similar body to the Trail Finder 2 Marlin Crawler, but the Marlin Crawler one has a bit of a bobbed bed. So it's a little bit smaller, but it looks very similar. But the thing is, it's not exactly the same. The body mounts are not exactly the same. So this right here is meant for a Trail Finder 2 Mojave, not a Trail Finder 2 Marlins Crawler, which I thought it would be interchangeable. So I had to do a few things. A few things are kind of crudely done to it in order to make it work on this chassis. This did not mount up perfectly. So I had to buy an aftermarket kit where you can actually mount this body to it. So the main mounting points are, there's a screw here, a screw there, and then two identical ones here and here on the other side. Those are the main ones that hold this body on. Then, let's see, this is kind of cool. The tailgate comes down and the topper lid windshield comes up. The other two are in here where there's just some mounts that come through, and I cut the mounts down because they stuck up super far otherwise, but the body was actually supposed to mount right here. So obviously the Trail Finder 2 Marlins Crawler has a slightly different mounting setup, so I had to drill a hole, two holes about 1.5 inches further forward in order for those posts to come through. So that's one of the kind of crude things I had to do in order to make this body work on this chassis. The other thing that I did, let's see, right in here, I don't know where these were supposed to slide to, these little pieces that are on the chrome bumper. I assume they're supposed to slide somewhere into the front of the, I don't know what this is called, front brace, but they aren't long enough. So what I did is I didn't even zip tie them on, I twist tied them on just to help give it a little bit of stability. So, you know, it still has a little bit of movement, but I needed something in the front to hold it on. Majority of what's holding this on is in the middle and the back, but it fluttered a lot, and it still flutters just a little bit, but it fluttered a lot because there's nothing to mount to on the front. So I just did some twist ties, which I could have done zip ties, but this is going to be easier to get off, and just went through there, went through the holes on those posts, and that's holding it on pretty well. So that's one of the other crude things I had to do in order to make this RC work. Now, looking at the bottom of this RC, thing about RC four-wheel drive is they're pretty expensive RCs. I'm not gonna lie to you. They're pretty expensive, but you know, they try to give you an RC that's like the real thing. So if you look at the bottom of this is, you know, scale and everything kind of like a full-size rig. So it has solid front and rear axles. It has leaf sprung suspension, which limits the articulation this has. This has very little articulation. I think these white shocks just have, I think, a spring in them. I think they're just sprung with just one little internal spring. It has like a transmission up here like you would in a regular vehicle. Has like a drop transfer case like you'd have in a four-wheel drive as well. And then if you look up here, I have put an aftermarket servo in. The first servo was not very good, so I don't know what brand that is. It's 25 kilogram though. 25 kilogram servo in there now. I put an aluminum steering horn on there. The motor's still stock, and let's see if I can see that. Actually, you know what? We can see that, because another cool thing about this rig, or this body anyway, is the hood comes up. So, since the hood comes up, we can take a closer look at what's going on underneath. So right there, I have a 45 turn brush motor, and this is a motor that came stock with it. So 45 turn, and then that goes to your spur gear and your transmission right there. And it is a chassis mounted servo, so that's good. And this thing actually has quite a bit of steering. So, but the wheels and tires that came on this with the Marlin Crawler were too big. They were 1.7 inch wheels, which were smaller than these, because these are 1.9s. But the wheels were 1.7s, but it had much larger, not as much true to scale, Interco IROC tires. So I put these 1.9s with these super small tires on. I think these are G-made, or there's some cheap ones. They're a very cheap plastic beadlock. And I just think they look a lot more scale, and with the black rim it looks a lot better to me. And I can actually turn fully in both directions without the tire clipping the inside of the fender, which is the issue I was having with the other wheels and tires. And also the red beadlock clash with the orange. So, and this just has a magnet right here. That's what actually holds this this hood down. So it's like a double hinged hood. So it goes down like this, and then push back, and that actually holds. So the doors do not open though. So doors don't open. The mirrors seem a little big to me though. The mirrors seem almost like they're not quite to scale. They seem a little big, but maybe they're that big on the real thing. I don't know. But anyhow, the other thing that I guess I didn't show you guys was I have a battery in the back. So this body, normally you would have to unscrew it to take it off, which is the main reason why I don't like hard bodies. I don't like the hassle of taking it off. So I decided to mount a nickel metal hydride pack just in the back of the bed there. I drilled through and I put this strap on there, and I strapped the battery down, and it actually has like a splitter connector. So the one connector down in here actually goes down to the ESC, and the other one comes out here, so I can charge this nickel metal hydride pack without ever having to take the battery out of the rig. So that's the main reason I did that. It's not the cleanest looking thing, but I don't think it looks terrible, and it's more accessible. So I'm sorry, there's some kids making a lot of noise, so if you're hearing that, I apologize. Also, it kind of has like a somewhat, like a semi-done interior. So it has like the seats, in there, has like a fake dash and a fake steering wheel. But yeah, the main thing is just the ease of, you know, I wanted the ease of not having to take the body off every single time I had to switch out a battery. But like I said, I've only run this thing in the house, mainly because of how nice this orange body looks. I haven't been able to justify taking this off-road, because I know, you know, one good hit and this thing's gonna be all scratched up, and I really like the orange, the way that it glistens right now. I don't know. I've run every single other RC I've ever owned, but this one I have not. So the plan was to, but once I put this body on, I'm like, nah, nope, I can't do it. So that's kind of how this thing's become a shelf queen. But this thing actually I have on my profile picture, I think, or one of my pictures on my channel. This is actually the RC on it. I've had it since like 2017, so I've had it a long time, just never used it. But I think it looks really cool. Everything is like real, so there's no Lexan on this. This is all plastic. So plastic chrome bumper, plastic chrome grill. Those are real light buckets, turn signals. I don't know, marker lights, you know, plastic door handles, plastic tail lights, you know, just all the little things that make it look super authentic. Authentic looking badging, says K5 BLAZER, Chevy emblem on the front. So that's the reason why I think you pay so much for an RC four-wheel drive, is you're getting something that really looks like a true to scale rig. So I can understand that, but the capability is not really there. So I know just from watching videos, this, you know, with the leaf sprung suspension, it doesn't have hardly any articulation, like at all. But, you know, it's based after the real thing, and the real thing wouldn't have much articulation either, because the front thing would, the real thing would have, I believe, leaf springs in the front and the rear. So it's making it like a replica, a scale replica, and I think it looks really cool. It's the only true to scale RC that I actually have, and I just want to keep it looking nice. So I thought I'd show it to you guys, show you some of the things I've done to make it work. I don't know what ESC is under there, but the other good thing that I moved is I mounted the on-off switch. Luckily the on-off switch isn't right on the ESC, because I would have a difficult time getting my fingers up in there to turn it on. So luckily I was able to bring it down with a wire underneath, and I used a sticky pad, or like a 3M double-sided tape, foam tape, to tape it on the bottom side. So that's how I turn it on and off. So really, unless something fails with the motor or the ESC, I don't really have to take the body off, which is what I was going for. I hope you guys enjoyed this. I really dig this RC. Hopefully you guys like the look of it too. Tell me what you guys think in the comments. Do you like the black wheels? Do you think it looks to scale? Tell me what you think. Alright, you guys enjoyed this video, make sure to like and subscribe to my channel, and I'll be back in another video. Later.